Hi, it's Harrison here from Harrison Marsh Music, and this is the first in a series of bass lessons for sort of intermediate players. And the first thing I want to talk about is slap bass. It's something that I really wanted to do when I first started getting into bass playing, and I know that goes for a lot of students and players too. So when I really got first into slap, I watched a video by a tutor explaining that my thumb on my right hand had to be completely parallel with the string. And I found that, try as I might for a couple of weeks, every now and again I would miss the string like that, which was really annoying. So I watched people like Mark King particularly comes to mind. His bass is obviously really high up and his thumb would be angled upwards slightly. For me, my thumb angles downwards ever so slightly. And I find that I'm not hitting the strings either side of the string that I want to hit, but I'm hitting the string consistently, and that's really important. So even practicing with like really simple root notes or even just one open string, make sure that your slapping is accurate on your right hand before you try anything. And I'm not attacking the bass from somewhere out here. It's just a flick of my wrist, keeping my whole hand close to the strings. So the next thing, when I was sort of slapping my usual fingerstyle lines, I realised that my playing was missing something because all of my favourite players were playing percussive notes between their fretted notes. And what I mean by that is all of those lovely clicks between those fretted notes. So it's a very lazy hand position for my left hand, really, but more than one finger, that's the crucial thing, is just touching as though I was muting the strings on my left hand, and then I'm slapping the string to get that percussive note from the string hitting the fret. And if you ever listen to somebody like Mark King, is probably the most famous one, but loads and loads of different slap players, the Marcus Miller and those guys, there's percussive notes coming from the left hand as well. And how that works is it's just like a mute with more than one finger again, but I'm muting hard enough to get a percussive note out of the left hand as well. And I want to show you a groove and an exercise that's really good at practicing those, and certainly I think it sounds cool anyway. And it can lead to lots of other grooves. Feel free to experiment and change it yourself once you've got it down. So here it is. I'm going to slap my open E string. My left hand is going to be mute, but hard enough to get a left hand slap, a percussive note. I'm going to keep that mute where it is and slap the E string muted, and then I'm going to pop my octave, my second fret of my D string. So in order, there are 4 movements I get. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, take it really slow, build it up with a metronome or a drum machine really slowly. And it's important that this particular exercise is always right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. And when you're ready and you've got that comfortable in an open position, make it slightly more difficult and move it up to different notes on the E string. So if we move it to G, A, so it's really subtle, but when I slap with the 3 fingers of my left hand, that second after the G note, my first finger lifts up just slightly and lifts off the G note to give my left hand room enough to get that second slap in. So, as I say, 1 each from E, G, A and B. Alright, and It should develop quite quickly, but the accuracy is more important than speed. And as I say, experiment with it. If it leads to different grooves, what have you, have fun with it and experiment with it, and it will definitely get these muted percussive skills into your playing and more familiar, and some of these slap actions as well. So please watch some of the other videos. If you've got any questions at all, go to the website, send me an email or leave a comment below and I'll try my best to get back to you. Thanks a lot.